based on how much utilization data you want to collect. We can do it in 2 weeks. We can do it in 1 week. We want to just make sure that any triggered works, jobs that are there on a week boundaries or monthly boundaries are captured, because we need that to paint the complete source state picture. But rest is all utilization driven. If you have end of month usage you want to see, because you want to right size it on the target side, you should run it on the month boundaries. But literally, if the customer is completely flat, no utilization changes on a monthly basis, you can run it in 2 weeks and get the analysis done. And that leads into this wave group planning I talked about, move sequencing, landing zone creation using Terraform. By the way, this is all editable. So you can build on top of the platform to create that journey. And now with Oracle funding even the migration under the OMA program, Wazera is going to talk about this journey from migration planning to migration is also fully funded for all of you partners for North America. And then the cost transformation, you will get more accurate analysis of what that cost and the TCO is going to look. And then the landing zone creation using infra as a code. But you can modify this. It's done in Terraform and Ansible scripts, but you can modify it. You can take the script, you can add your own bells and whistles to it. If you want to add certain vertical specific security guardrails, you can do it all, and it gives you that transformation into OCI. And you can save it back to your Git repositories. It's your IP. You can use it for other customers as well. So it's that platform effect that comes into play. Tim, next slide.
Hey, thanks, Varun. I think you teed it up well. And so just for the sellers out there, right, if you're seeing this for the first time, Varun, I like how, if I got it right, there's really two tools at your disposal. If you have a new customer, right, or maybe a new group you haven't worked with, the Rapid is a great tool to get them excited and work your way in the door and get a conversation going. And then you can come back with the Deep, Varun, once you've gotten that, or maybe it's a current customer who already knows they're going to move, you could go straight to Deep. Did I get that right, Varun, about how people should be thinking of the two tools?
Absolutely. That is a very simplistic way to look at it, Tim. But you're spot on.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. I'll cover the rest of the slides quickly. This is the tool that gives you the level playing field. It's now up, Oracle has everything to tell a story that is better than what competitive hyperscalers are going to bring in. So this is super essential. A lot of cases, the first party tools of other hyperscalers are going to fall short of what Matilda's output is going to look like. And it also gives you this neutral third party effect, right? Okay, look, we're not biasing the results by any form or shape. So super essential to have that level playing field and a better storytelling. Tim. So this is the end-to-end journey. I talked a lot about it already. This is one unified platform from left to right. Again, the funding availability now gives you a solid edge in the marketplace to do more and more with OCI from any source workloads, and your customers are going to love it. Next slide. I want to talk about two specific things. How does your customer benefit? They benefit by speed to market, repeatability and standardization. You can leave them so that their DevOps pipelines also change, so you can then continue to operate business once the transformation to OCI is done. It's super easy to install. It's accurate. It's right day one. It gives you the cost savings, and it is compliant, security and governance, what ISO compliant, but also a lot of things we do, how it's integrated to 40 plus ITSM tools, gives you the edge of operating this normally within enterprises environment. Thanks, Tim. Next slide. The most important part, which is for you all as partners, how does it benefit you? You can accelerate your sales journey. We have seen this over and over again. Your outcomes are more predictable. You're going in with a finite start date and a finite end date because everything is automated. Lots of things are automated. Again, it doesn't take away, as Tim said, your consultative selling approach. It actually elevates, now that you're 100% aware of what customer has underneath the hood. It's repeatable, it's standardized. You can repeat and rinse all this amazing things that are built into the platform effect. Is scalable. And more importantly, it reduces the risk of your execution for your customer. Customers will love it because you will get higher customer satisfaction on the other end. So super excited to working with you all. If we have not worked with you, please reach out to us. We would be happy to get you onboarded. We'll work with the team here and ensure we start the journey and look for great outcomes for rest of the year into next year. Thank you, Tim.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. And I'll add one more value prop for partners. I love the previous slide as well, because I think by using the automation and the AI, you can give them multiple views, right? And I love that, like you said, it's a third party. It's not Oracle saying it. It's not AWS saying it. It's not Google saying it. It really allows you as the partner to take an agnostic view, increase your service revenue by saying, hey, look, why don't I come in and give you multiple views of this migration so you could pick the best choice for you. So I'll add that one to your list, Viren, and appreciate you going through that. Now, given that, how do I get started on learning and educating our team? And I think Matilda's done a great job putting together some resources for you. And we're going to go over to Banks to cover some of those resources, how you can get access to them to start really understanding the tool and how to leverage it better. So Banks, I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you again for joining us on your journey to get started with Matilda Cloud. Before I dive into the enablement platform itself, there is one important prerequisite that I need to speak to. We do require a signed master service agreement to be in place before we can extend a license to you, before you can deliver on a live project. So if your MSA is not signed with us as of yet, that is step one. But the MSA is only required to deliver, again, a real project. It does not, it's not a requirement to be in place for you to start your training itself. So I want to make sure that's clear. It's also important to note that a contract between Matilda Cloud and your customer is not required. Now, there will be instances where the customer would like an NDA signed with us, between us and them. And of course, we're happy to facilitate that. But first things first, I want to make sure that if you do have any projects in flight, or sorry, in scope, that are going to be pressing or have a pressing timeline, that we want to get started with that MSA first. Okay. All right. Next slide, Tim. So as we work on the MSA, the next step is to start your training. To do that, I simply need you to register, or I need to register your company email domain with us. Now, my email address is on the page there. You can email me directly. If you're familiar, you can also scan that QR code, and that will open up an email on your device. All I need to really do is have you email me. It'll preload an actual message to me where you can put in your email domain, but that's all that's required. Once I have that, I usually can turn that around 24 to 48 hours. It's just a one-step process, and that will then grant access to all the training resources to everyone in your organization. They will need to establish their own login credentials, which I'll provide more details on, but that's a couple-step process, and they do get immediate access to the actual Knowledge Center itself. Tim? Okay, so once you've registered, and I've dropped this in the chat, I don't know if you will have seen it, and maybe just going to us as the host, but if not, once you've emailed me to register your account, then I can send you this as well. But it's a starter pack. Again, you can download it using the QR code on the screen if you're familiar. It's going to provide a product and partnership overview deck that just is going to help facilitate and give you that overarching or high-level picture view. But there's also a number of product one-pagers that you can share with your customers, of course, internally with your teams. And there's going to be some other details or documents there. They're going to walk you through the value prop and how to leverage the Knowledge Center, but of course, also how to set up your account for each of your teams. They were designed, of course, to get you started and get you up to speed very quickly before you start engaging with the on-demand training. Okay. Okay, so now looking at the heart of the enablement program, which is the Knowledge Center, it is intended to be your comprehensive hub for navigating all things Matilda Cloud. A couple kind of capabilities stand out. For one, there is a smart search feature that gives you an AI-powered search across all the content. Each of these I'm going to talk to a little bit more in some future slides, but there's also on-demand training, which offers dedicated 6 Oracle modules, training modules that are available today. And there's also an AI summary which can auto-generate concise summaries of any article or any course which in the Knowledge Center. So it's the Knowledge Center, of course, is available around the clock, so you have 24/7 access whenever you need it. This will be your single record of truth, and so it is the tool that we, as a company, all of the Matilda Cloud employees use on a day-to-day basis to get the answers that they need to all the product questions. So as a first point or entry point, I would encourage you to obviously reference this first. This is what we will update first with everything that's being changed or being evolved within the platform.
Yeah, and Banks, just if I may, I definitely would encourage the training modules. I mean, this is also the same training Oracle sellers are getting, correct? So you as partners are getting, like Banks said, it's the same resources we are using internally at Oracle for our salespeople as well as our technical folks. And I especially like the sales and technical training put together. It's a really great way to get you started.
Yeah, and I'll speak to that here as well. And okay, so then this is the Knowledge Center homepage. So a couple things just to orientate you from here. At the top, there is a global search, which lets you search across all content at once. As you can see here, there are product tiles that give you easy visual navigation to all the areas that that we anticipate are going to be the most important to you. As Tim was just referencing, you will see in the bottom right-hand corner there are tailored Oracle training modules. There's 6 of those right now that are available only to Oracle partners. So anyone that's outside of this ecosystem will not have access to those. But naturally, it's designed to be intuitive. It's the area that probably more than likely will change the most, based on some of the input or feedback coming from all of you as to what's most relevant to you, the topics or products that you're focusing on the most. So please be vocal so we can continue to iterate on top of this to make sure it's valuable. Okay, so Tim, mentioned the actual training modules. At the top of the page here, you will see the modules there. If you click on that tile on the home page there, it would bring you here as well. There are at present 6 of those today. Now, 2 of them have already been released. Those are largely dedicated to sales and pre-sales. That said, I would encourage it for anyone on the technical side as well. It's going to talk about a lot of some of the things that Viren just went through. So positioning, value props, but also go through aspects around how to speak to the security components of the platform, the conversations and talk tracks for CISO. The 3rd, 4th, 5th, and beyond, those modules are going to be more specific around the rapid assessment, the deep discovery, walking you through how to deploy those, how to interpret the reports, etc. So we have been conducting workshops. All those the content we were going through in these workshops, training Oracle teams, that is being replicated within these modules itself. So we are rolling these out in stages, so the content will stay current and high quality. But please keep an eye on the section because as they go live, you'll automatically see that and you'll be notified through the platform. Those that are not released yet, that you will see there are supporting presentations available in the platform today, so you can still go through and start to review some of the content. Lastly, again, the modules are largely focused on sales and security positioning, the rapid and deep discovery. However, new modules are being produced that are going to go through the migration tool, the modernization cloud ops tool, but then other things around best practices when demoing and so on. But as you start to interact with the content, if there are things that are missing that will be of value to you to bring your teams up to speed and knowledgeable on the platform, again, please be vocal, whether that be through your Oracle Partner Manager or directly with us, and we'll start working on producing that content. Okay, so one of the features partners appreciate the most is the AI-generated article summaries. Instead of having to read a long article end to end, some of this can be relatively comprehensive, as you can imagine. You can generate a quick AI overview that captures the key points. So, it's just a simple way to gain faster comprehension of complex topics. It is more consistent messaging across your team. It's very simple. You just tick the article summary down arrows you see on the screen on any article, and the AI tool will generate an overview for you. It's also a great asset for you to use when you need to communicate back to your customers